Well, Musa, thank you very much for coming today to our house, Grupo Leche Río.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to have a chat with you because for me you are an example of many of the values that we live in this company, and you are also a great example of our attitude Rio. No?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. It's a really pleasure to be here, and I'm glad that I can share some things to help the others to achieve their goals.
And really, I think you are really inspirational. And I would like to focus first about this attitude Rio that for us is overcoming failure, being resilient, and try over and over again fight for your dreams.
Yes.
No? And I know that you are a great example of that. Would you like to share a couple of examples?
Yeah, as we talked earlier, it's just I left my home when I was 11 years old, left my family to live alone and to try to achieve the goals in basketball. Of course, on that road, it wasn't easy. Try to be without your mom, without your dad, brother, friends. But when you have a goal in life, you gotta strive for it. You gotta go for it all in, and you have to take a risk. Of course, when you're alone, you get sometimes sad. Sometimes barriers are in front of you. As I said, without family, it's very hard. And then from the age of 11 to the 15. I thought that was tough, but when I went from another country, from one country to another country, that was really struggle. For the people that always look at you like somebody who is not theirs. Somebody who came from another country, and it was very, very, very tough. But I had a group of people in my team who supported me and who helped me a lot to achieve the goals that I could. Of course, in one moment, a lot of barriers came, as we speak, that I came in one position that I didn't play, that some people, other people, I don't want to name, but put a limitation on you and not giving you freedom to express yourself and the courage to be who you are. But at the end, my point is to always be yourself and always, no matter what, to go and strive for it, because it cannot always be night. Nothing is permanent. If something is bad, it's gonna go to good if you believe and if you do the work that is needed.
One part very important is to believe, no? But as you were sharing with me before, there was a time where you were 16 years old and you were officially the best player in Europe. Then you moved to another team that they kind of limit you,
Yes.
And somehow it affected your self-confidence. No?
Of course.
I imagine that many people have gone through a situation like that. I myself have gone through a situation like that. How do you recover that self-confidence, or what do you do when you are in a situation where you are not as confident as yourself?
It's for me personally, because I had a perfect example for that. I was on top, and then something hits you that you basically fell on the ground. And then at that moment you have to work on yourself, you have to believe again. The biggest thing is to believe, to have courage to admit that you have a problem. For me personally, I had a problem because I knew in my heart that I can do more, that I'm more capable than in that moment that I was. For a basketball player, the best thing is to play. The worst thing is to be on a bench. I was on a bench for a whole year. I was sent to the second league, NBA G League. I was playing good there, but I didn't get a recognition up. I was there, I was playing, averaging 20 points, but nothing happened in the NBA, which was my goal, which was my dream. And then in one moment, you look at yourself in the mirror and you said to yourself, what do you want to be? Do you want to give up now, or you want to continue fighting? It's just that moment that helped me to achieve and to overcome this goal, because at one moment it was very thin line between like failure and going up, because mentally it's so tough to stay always brave to continue. But if you continue, if you have a courage to continue, the award is coming.
You're talking to I mean, many of what you are saying really kind of resonates with me, and especially with us as a company, because you are talking about many of the values that we honor every day. You know, we are talking about the value of the courage to be yourself, yes. The value of perseverance to achieve your goals, even though one day you just make one step forward and tomorrow you might take one step backwards, but just keep trying. The value of initiative to make things happen, to kind of like when you are stuck, trying to push it forward. And before you were talking about when you moved to a different country and you were by yourself, and here we talk about the value of collaboration. No? Always also being brave to ask for help. No?
Yes, of course, and to be the person who is willing to help and who is willing to receive the help. Many of the people are ready to help, but they're not ready to ask for help, ready to try to be like to work as a team, because alone you cannot do anything. Alone you can run fast, but you cannot go forward like miles and miles forward. As I can tell you, within the team, there's a lot of teams with individual quality, a lot of great players, but not a great team. It's better to have a group of guys who are willing to work together and to strive for their goal, not to have 3-4 individuals who are making themselves look good and the team is going down. I had the luck in Croatia that I had a great group of guys who helped me to rise as a person, rise as a leader. When you have that courage to fail, the biggest thing is to stand up then, because all of us fail. Even me this season, like it's 10-15 times you fail, you lose the game, you miss the big shots, you get injured. Everything is like normal if you get up, but if you don't get up, that's the biggest problem. As I said, you have to be brave to continue. No matter what happens in life, the sun will come out in the next morning. So you have to come up with it.
This is what we have in our brick. The sun coming up in the field, and it's every new morning, every morning is a new sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise. Yeah.
And it's a new sunrise. It's a new opportunity.
Yes, exactly.
There's something that you just said that to me is very, very important. I think it's worthwhile to really stress it. You are a great leader and you are a great player. You have your ego very much under control. No? A very important thing that you just said is that you have to be humble enough to accept help, yes. And to even ask for it.
Yes, that's the thing. As I said before, who is many of the guys have, like you said, big ego, and they are trying to be on top and try to help everybody, and which is good thing, which is great thing if you try to help everybody in that. But you don't know everything. You don't know everything in life. You always learn. As long as you live, you learn. You have that sentence, and to ask for help makes you a better person, makes you a better leader, and makes you the people think of you as a friendly. Try to help you, try to receive the help from you. I think that's all is the goal of collaboration and as a team. That's I think that's goal.
And it's also a great example for other people.
Yes, exactly. To not even just in companies, in teams, but all around the world. We're alone on this planet. It's just like if we don't receive for help, if you don't ask for help, we will stay by ourselves, and that's not the goal of any person. Even in family, mom asks dad for help, brother, sister. It's all have to be together and pushing in the same direction.
You were telling me before that your career was kind of like up and then down and up and down.
Roller coaster.
It was like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
There is sometimes that it's very difficult to keep going. No, what kept you going?
Oh, that's a great question. What kept me going? That kid, when I was kid, and when I had a dream to become somebody important in basketball, not because of money, not because of fame, but just like for the love of basketball. I had promised to that kid, my younger self, that I'm gonna achieve something. So that in that moments of struggle, that moments of failure, of trying to be courage to keep going, That's the moments when I remember when I was a kid and playing outside of my home for basketball, to be able to play in front of 20,000 people. That kept me going.
You just said something that is really, really important to me and remarkable, really. It was not about fame, it was not about money.
Yeah.
It's about kind of doing the things for the right reasons.
Yeah, for the right reasons and for the love. Because when I was 6, 7 years old, I didn't receive any money. I started receiving money when I was 17. Nobody was guaranteeing me from 7 to 17 that I will continue to play basketball, but I will continue. You know, you go outside, you have fun, you laugh with basketball. I slept with. I had periods of my life when I was slept with basketball. I didn't want to let it go, and it's just the thing that if I love that so much, you know, I don't care about, you know, receiving enormous of money, being famous, that everybody recognizes. That's all good. That's all nice. That's all. We wish all for that, because if you have all of that, you have a nicer life. But the primary goal to me and primary goal to my family is just to be happy, to love something as much as I love basketball and my family, of course.
Mm-hmm. How do you think doing the things for the right reason, really, because you are passionate about it, because it moves you, because it's who you are as a person, contributes or doesn't contribute to become successful?
We had when I was in States, we had one sentence always, like, don't chase the money, let the money chase you. That's great. That's the reason, because if you only focused on that, you are not focusing on getting better on basketball court, on getting better in personal life. But if you focus on this, everything else will follow together. You know, because if you focus only on problem, it's a problem, bigger problem. But if you focus on a solution, it's you know, solving the problem, and everything else is going that way. As I did this season, you know, you come here, if you don't care about anything, you just care about love of basketball, you just love of getting better, and the things month by month, day by day, are like changing in my lives. And for me personally, 8 months changed my life right now. So everything is possible.
So basically, when you know who you are and you know what you want and you are passionate about it, kind of like success and money and fame is almost a byproduct. Exactly.
It will follow you at any times. But if you focused on that, if you say, okay, I want to make this much money, I want to make this much money, I want to make, but not working on that, not giving yourself 100% into work, it's not going to come. Basically, it's not going to come. Nothing is easy in life. Nothing is easy. You gotta come through struggles. You gotta come through, overcome something, because if the award is on the other side of the mountain, you gotta climb over mountain. You cannot go around it. So it's
That's actually a great point too, because as you just said, nothing is easy in life. No? I mean, this is, for me, is very important in this culture we live today of Instagram, of kind of like becoming famous from one day to the next. Sometimes you don't know why. And sometimes it gives the message to young people that it's just you can get things very easily, no, and almost instant.
Yeah, very. I have friends who are very famous on Instagram, very famous on Twitter, very famous everywhere they go. But I can tell you that 99% of them are unhappy, and that's if you want to be unhappy, if you want to be somebody who comes to their home and to be unhappy with themselves, unhappy with their life, maybe that's easy. But as long as you struggle, you appreciate more the success, you stay normal. You have now these TikToks, Instagrams and everything, and basically, as you said, overnight you can become famous. But how famous? It's like, what's your point of famousness? What's your point of, are you making the change in the world? Are you making as long as we're trying to, you know, become the better persons in a better world, it's okay. But this social media is so fragile right now. One day you're here, one day you're not. And as long as you struggle as much, I think it's better award.
Because it really, there is nothing behind. No? For me, it really is sometimes you can become famous, or you can get a high position very quickly, but you might not be prepared for it.
Bravo, exactly. You gotta have the preparation, because all of that struggle, all of that overcoming barriers, over that, failures, getting ups, it makes you stronger, and makes you prepared for that. It's not just a failure because I want you to fail. No, it's preparation for something bigger.
Exactly. It's something I say many times. It's not about getting where you want to be. It's actually to keep yourself there.
Yes.
That's the hard part. No?
Yes, the hardest part.
There's a very important message to send out there, no? That failure is a big component of success.
Yes. That's for me personally. In my case, that was the only way to success. Only way. If you fail, of course, I will again say to the basketball world, Michael Jordan is the clutchest player, in a great example, clutchest player in a history of basketball, and he missed over 400 winning shots. He only made it like 85, but nobody's talking about the missed shots. Everybody's talking about the made shots. So you gotta keep trying. You gotta keep believing in yourself, because he was kicked out from the high school basketball team. Nobody believed in him, and he ended up as the greatest basketball player that has ever lived. So it's you gotta fail to get yourself motivated. You gotta look at the failure as a motivation, and especially you gotta be ready to learn from that failure, and to keep going, and to learn from your mistakes. So when that situation comes again, not to repeat it.
Yes. Michael Jordan is a great example about someone that has a natural talent, but it's not enough. And I understand that you also have a natural talent, but there's a lot of work behind being successful.
A lot of work.
Apart from the talent.
A lot of work. When I would say to people right now that everything is going great, when you see threes, when you see dunks, when you see the wins, everybody is cheering your name. That's unbelievable. But what nobody sees is that, for example, we're finishing the season on 15 May. When we finish the season, we have 4 months left to the next season, September. Me personally, in my career, I never took more than 7 days off during the summer. Maybe I'm on a vacation, maybe I'm on a nice place, but I'm always practicing, always. So 7 days off for me personally, and then I start to prepare myself for the next season. So I start my preparation in June for September. So that's process. You cannot stop. You have to always keep going. But if you don't love something, you will not do it. I will not do it why would to go to vacation and to practice there? I want to enjoy, but if you love something, you always try to find some way to practice, to do something. I saw the basket right here behind us like 5 minutes ago, and I went there and I shoot like 10 times, because I love it. There's still that kid in me who loves basketball, so we will get back to that point that everything is about love. You gotta love something to do it.
And that to me actually relates to the value we have here of excellence. Excellence. Yes. Never be happy with good enough is not good enough.
Exactly. Always keep going. Always keep trying to achieve more, because there is no limitations. There is no limitations. You only have your limitations in your head, but everything else is like just fragile. So fragile that you can move it so quickly. For example, Kobe Bryant, who passed away tragically, he always said if I win 4, I win 5. If I win 5, why cannot I win 6? If I win 6, why can't I win 7? So it's just keep going until you're done. And when you're done, he said the best quote for me in life. He said, "Don't rest in the middle, rest in the end." So that in the middle, when you achieve something and when you see that you can do more, just keep going. You never know what's going to happen. Just keep going, keep striving, keep believing, and maybe you can set example for the world to see that everything is possible.
Musa, I know that you are from Bosnia.
Yes.
I know you are too young to have experienced, unfortunately for you, the war during there. But I know that also you have a kind of first-hand experience through your family, through your parents. Having into account the times that we are living today, what kind of comes to your mind when you see what you are seeing?
Hey, it's very tough. It's very similar what happened to my country. It's very sad to see the people struggle. Of course, not just like I'm struggling maybe in basketball, but this is real time struggle. This is real time struggle in life when you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, if you're going to live or die tomorrow. It's very tough. It's very tough for me even to look at that. But as we said again, that's that failure. That's that barrier. You have to, even in these tough times, you gotta believe that everything is going to be okay. That everything is going to be at the end soon, and that you have to have the the lighted end of the tunnel. You know,
Yes.
you have to believe. You have to, even if it's not there, you gotta in your head you gotta make it that it's
Yeah.
there. So it's, you know, of course it's tough, especially when my country, as I said, was in the same position. But I hope that everything is going to be all right.
It's a bit, there is this saying in English that is, this too shall pass, no?
Exactly.
This too shall pass,
Exactly.
and also sometimes situations like that, of course it's an extreme situation, but probably even though from different situations we can learn something positive, something that makes us stronger.
Yes, of course, and as you said, we were talking about it before, a failure makes you learn stuff. And the only failure is good if you learn something from it. If failure doesn't, and these barriers doesn't teach you anything, they're not good because they will come back. But if they teach you something, it's very good.
You know that in Spain we have a big problem with the concept of failure, no? Because we live in the States and there is a different concept of failure, it seems sometimes, no? That you learn from failure and that's it, no? And you say it's not really failure, it's an opportunity to learn and to get stronger.
Yes.
Here sometimes someone fails and, you know, we talk about him as a failure, like, you know, that like there's no more opportunity in life. Yeah. And being a basketball player, sometimes, you know, sometimes me watching the Río Breogán playing and, you know, kind of dealing with my own demons and my own problems, I think about that, no? It's kind of like we've passed the first time and we are losing, no? But then we start the second one and we win. Yeah. So basically, what defines failure? Because sometimes you don't fail until time's over.
Exactly. So the game, the life is big game.
Exactly.
So for example, I will say again in basketball world, of course every person's goal is NBA. And I was in NBA when I was 18 years old to 21. 21 came back, Turkey 1 year. And now I'm 23 and I'm finishing the season with Río Breogán. One of the best European players, shooters ever is from my country, Mirza Teletovic. He was playing here in Baskonia for 8-9 years. And we were talking about it and I said to him, I don't know what's my goal, stay here in Europe, go in NBA. It's very difficult, NBA is everybody's dream, but I was there for 3 years. He said, listen, I was playing in Spain until I was 29, 30. And then the opportunity came for me to go and I went there and I was 5 years and everything okay. So you were in NBA for 3 years. Now you came back to EuroLeague, now you're at ACB, now you have 7 more years left to go again, if you want to catch up with me. So what that means, that everything has time, everything has its process, and you gotta enjoy that process. For me, processes was that I go there, that I win, then I come back, then I lose, then I again start to win, then I again lose, and I'm here and I'm winning. For myself, I'm winning. So it's roller coaster, but what's important? To stay yourself, to stay true to yourself, to know what you're capable of, because if you lose that, you lose everything. You cannot lose yourself in any situation. So that's something that stuck with me a lot, that I went through this whole roller coaster, and that I'm still like 23 and I still have 7 more years to catch up with something. Yes. So it's very, very important lesson that it's not over till it's over.
It's not over until it's over, that's right. Yeah. Just talking about that, your roller coaster is really about decisions, no?
Yes.
The decisions you have made.
Bravo. This decision, as we speak earlier, was the riskiest decision that any of the players could have made. Even now, my agent, when we speak, he's saying to me, this is crazy what we did. Because for him, he said to have a courage to say to the NBA player to come in Rio Breogán, who is just came from the lab gold, to convince me that everything is going to be okay. To not even he believed 100% that it's going to be this good, but to take that risk and to know who you are, to take the risk to come here and to be in the best league in Europe and to perform like we did, like I did, it takes courage. But that again shows that all of these failures makes you stronger, and then you go all in. Because if you don't go all in, most of the times it's not so good, and it's not you don't get the award that you should have get.
Yes. Yeah. Well, here is the result. From what I see from here, like the result of, on one hand, to take risks, a big risk, but also on the other hand, to me, I see someone that doesn't really care that much about ego, and that has is wise enough to recognize that sometimes what it looks like a step backwards, it can be what you need to kind of like make a jump forward.
Exactly. Because when I was signing here. To be honest, everybody was like, "Oh, his career is over. Oh, he's past. You know, he's maybe he was big talent, but he's not a good player." I heard all of those things: newspaper, internet, everything. That's another thing about social media. You shouldn't care about anyone's opinion. You gotta, if you believe in something, if somebody is negative to you, just don't listen. You know, take the positive things, but negatives just throw away. And that's the, you know, to take that risk for everybody to tell you, or you're crazy, or this is not going to work, and you for you to believe, okay, this is good, my team is behind me, I have my family, I have my agent, we're going for it. And to sit here 9 months later, to know that I even did what I should, but even more than that, twice as much, I'm really proud of it, and to say that for real, everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Well, and what a big satisfaction to come and like be able to say yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. But to be honest, I didn't know even where was Lugo. To be honest, before I came here, my agent sent me like, we have this team. It's really good opportunity for everything that happened. Now you gotta go. And I went to the standings of ACB, and I said, there is no Lugo here. Well, and he said, but they came from the second division. I was like, oh no, this is not happening, that. And he said, believe me, this is good. I convince you, because in my head I was like, am I this bad? Like, I cannot play anywhere better. What is this? What, you know, I cannot believe it. And then he said, you will do good, trust me. And right now, if I didn't do that decision, I think I would regret it for the rest of my life, because Lugo became my home. The people in Lugo are my family, and it makes my career go right now to the highest highs because of this. So it's everything happens for a reason in life, I believe. Yeah, right. And that was my reason to come here and to do this what I did.
Yes, we are actually very happy that you came to do.
I'm happy too. Trust me.
Extremely happy. There was something you said before that I think is important also to kind of like underline. It's about basically don't care about what other people think about you. You know, you're going to find these natures everywhere. If you pay attention to that, you know, it can really destroy your career, especially in social media, where you can see that people are kind of like free to say whatever. No?
Yeah, and they will find even if you do good, 60% of people will say, "Oh, bravo, good job," and 40% of the people will say, "You didn't do this right way. You did it, but you didn't do right way." If you fail, 80% of the people will say, "Oh, he failed." 20% of the people will say, "Oh, he will get up." There's always like half-half. There's always the guys who believe in you. There's always guys who don't believe in you. But the problem is that the guys who don't believe in you are usually the guys who didn't do nothing in their lives, and they like to talk, you know, over the social media. Because, for example, me, as a basketball player, you as a CEO, you have so many meetings, I have so many practices. And we don't have time to go on social media and to type in, oh, he's bad or he's bad. You know, the people who are like professional, the people who are successful, don't have time to do those kind of things. So in my personal experience, I learned that those are people who are not valued to say, because if you can go somewhere and say something negative about the people and to make them feel bad, you're not valued to nobody.
Yes. When I was living in the States, a boss I had at the time, he told me once, Carmen, don't worry about what other people tell about you, because what other people think about you is none of your business. Because
exactly.
In the end, they are talking many times about themselves, about their own values, experiences of life, and the way they frustrations. And at the same time, we see how, especially, social media is impacting young people, no?
Very much. Especially, we were talking about it too. About this, for example, on Instagram, there is filters who change you completely. For example, you take a selfie, take a picture, and it changes you completely. Like makes you prettier, makes you like your bones in a perfect spot and stuff. And it's like that's the reason why we so sad, why we so angry, because we saw another people like you saw, because I'm, let's say, famous on that Instagram, so I know those kind of people, what they make. Every photo is photoshopped, and some girls, some boys from the small countries who they don't have maybe Instagram, maybe they have Instagram but they don't have Photoshop skills and stuff like that. They look at that and they're like jealous. Nothing is perfect. Like you see things on Instagram, it's not what they seems like. They have normal lives, they have everything, but they present themselves like it's perfect, it's all perfect, nice cars, nice clothes, this, that, but it's not perfect. And they make other people think bad of themselves, you know. You see, oh, I'm here sitting in this chair, I drove bicycle and he's driving a Mercedes, you know. It's not like that,
Before we will talk about leadership, in the sense of you had good leaders in your life that helped you to kind of like take out the best in you, and you had other situations where you didn't have the best leaders and actually kind of limit you.
Leadership in life is very important, as it is important to have the people who are workers and who are maybe the most important of the team is those workers who, let's say in the basketball, who works. We have two brothers, Quintelas, who are, let's say, workers of the team, who do the stuff, who are not on a statistic, who are not on a, those we say dirty job. But to have a leader, to have a good leader, to when it's tough times, to make you believe that you can go forward. When it's everything good, that keeps you calm, that you have to keep going. It's very important. I had both sides in my life, and I can say that leader in life is without the leaders you're nothing. When you don't have a leader in the team, when you don't have for example, I see myself as a leader this years in this basketball, and it's not about basketball. Just when the basketball game starts, everybody is a leader, but off the court, when you have to talk with them, when you have to go to the coffee with them, when you have to show them that you're their friend they can rely on, when they have a problem they can call you, they can, it's a big difference. I had that in one place, in another place I didn't, and it's huge difference between that and how the other people feel.
And what makes a good leader?
Understanding others, asking questions to others, because a leader, even when you're a leader, you don't know everything. You have to know the people, to know how they are. You have to know them as the part of your family. If you're a leader, that's the part of the leadership. To know everybody by example, how they are, what they like, what they don't like. For example, in basketball, you have to know what people can do on court, what they cannot, and then protect them from the bad things, put them in good situations to do good. So the leaderships are understand each other, asking questions, try to help, receive the help too. But overall, it's just you have to be strong and good person.
Musa, you are an inspiration for many people, no? Especially having into account that you kind of came from a very tough background, a very tough situation, living home at 11 years old and being here only, 10 years later.
Yeah, 10 years later. A lot have happened in 10 years.
A lot happened in 10 years. So just to kind of like summarize, what helped you, or what are the key learnings that can help other people to achieve the same?
Yeah, to know, as we said before, to come back to that story, nothing happens overnight. Nothing will happen tomorrow, nothing will happen in 2 days. It needs to be processed. But as long as you fall in love with the process, fall in love with go and practice, fall in love to go to the work, to make a new project, to get a new set play, everything becomes easier, and those failures, if you fall in love with the process, you fall in love with the failures, because failures, you don't see them as something tragic, you see them as an opportunity to grow. So that's the reason why I'm here right now, because I had hundreds of failures in my career, leaving home, losing games, losing championships, getting kicked out of the team, putting back, coach doesn't like me, coach like me, everything. But at the end, you gotta stay true to yourself, and you gotta fall in love with the process, and everything at the end will be good for everybody who stay on the right path.
I love this. You have to be true to yourself. That's fantastic. Yeah. Really, really inspiring. I don't know if we left something that you wanted to the people, the world know, or
yeah, I think we touched every basics on that. But in general, just to believe in yourself, no matter what, not for other people to affect your feelings, and at the end, stay true to yourself. That's the reason.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really happy that we did this interview. I'm really, really happy.
Thank you very much. It was an honor.
Yes, and I'm really amazed of your wisdom, because in the end you are only 21 years old. Yeah. Yeah. But you are a really wise person. I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to know you better.
Thank you very much. It was an honor.